Hi, this is my first video doing a vlog about the Oregon Duck football team. I just have opinions on where the team is going and what I think they can do this next year, or the 2020 season. So I'll just get right into it. Since Herbert's gone, we're putting in a new quarterback, and honestly the best quarterback for Oregon that should be starting should be Robbie Ashford. He's a dual quarterback that the other quarterbacks just don't have what he has. So I think if we're going to win the Pac-12, I think he needs to be the starter at this point. We should not be going with a pro-style quarterback at all. Trey Benson, the new freshman coming in, I think he needs to take a little bit more of the load off of Troy Dye, because he's just not big enough to do what they're trying to do. So he should slide into number 2 back out of the backfield behind. I don't know, give or take. He should be either a starter or backup to Verdell, but either way. So I'll go through the schedule, what I think is probably going to happen. They play North Dakota State first. It's an FCS school, but I don't think that really makes a difference. I think the Ducks will win because of their defense, but they're not a joke. They're a good team. And then we play Ohio State. I don't think we're gonna win that game. Justin Fields he's too good. And the overall recruiting over the last 2 to 3 years for Ohio State, their talent is so much more than what we have. I don't think we'll win that one. Hawaii, number 3. Since they had a coaching change, I don't know. Offense for Hawaii is going to be interesting. I think the first couple quarters they'll be good, but after that point, their defense is going to get shredded, and they don't have the recruiting to keep up. So I have the Ducks winning 45-28. Ohio State, I don't even know what to put for a score for them, because I think that game is pretty much done. And North Dakota State is 45-21 or 48-21. So we'll skip ahead to number 4, Colorado. Antonio Alfano, the transfer from Alabama. I think Colorado's defense is probably going to be one of the best in the conference, or the Pac-12. But offensively, I think that's where the Ducks will win is just because Colorado does not have enough. Since they're losing their receiver, the Chenault guy, who is really good. And I think the score will be close, though. It'll be 24-21. And the other reason why I think it'll be close is the other weak side, defensive end Jason Harris. He's huge, 6'7". I mean, I think both of their defensive ends are gonna be a big deal for them. We'll go to number 5, Washington. I think the coaching change is what's going to affect the outcome of just the overall game. Savell Smalls, the new recruit for Washington, the 5-star recruit, he's really good. But offensively, I don't think they have enough to keep up. I'd say 35-14. Just this year, I think once the coaching picks up in Washington, I think that Washington will be right back where they were before. Okay, number 6, Cal. Just overall not enough talent. They've been rebuilding for a long time, and I think it's going to be, a relatively easy win, 34-10. They might kind of like jump up right from the start and get a touchdown here or there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Their recruiting is just not good. Okay, we'll move on to number 7, Stanford. I think E.J. Smith, the freshman, if he gets playing time, I think he's going to be really, really good. But overall, Stanford is just they're coached very well, and they play better than what's on paper. I think it'll be really close. I think the Ducks will win 31-28. Okay, we'll move on to number 8, Arizona. Kind of the same thing. Arizona, they have a really good coach, but their talent is just nowhere near where the Ducks are. I think the Ducks will hold them to maybe 10 or 14 points, maybe 2 scores. But overall, I don't see Arizona being an issue. I think they're on their way up, though, with their coach. If they keep the coach, Sumlin, I think he'll be a good recruiter at some point. We'll go to number 9, USC. Brew McCoy, the transfer from Texas, the receiver. I think he's going to have a big game. And Chris Steele, the cornerback who almost went to the Ducks. He'll have a pretty good game too. I think USC, 10 years ago would be really disappointed in what's happened to USC at this point. I don't think USC I think it'll be close, but I don't think they're going to win. I think the Ducks win 28-21. And we'll move on to Arizona State. Johnny Wilson, the recruit that almost went to Oregon. I think he's going to have a big game. But the Ducks won't overlook Arizona State again. The Oregon does have a tendency to have trouble with bigger backs, so I think if they put DeMonte Traynham in, he's a new freshman coming in. He's 5'11", 220. I think he would give the Ducks some issues. Just like Eno Benjamin. He's a bigger guy and it just wears the Ducks down. And that's the biggest issue with the defense, is going against, big guys. That's why I think Johnny Wilson will do a lot of damage, because he's huge, 6'6", 224 pounds. But I still think the Ducks win barely, 35-28. Moving on to Washington State, Jayden de Laura. I think he is actually really good. I don't think his rating is appropriate for what he can do. And since they have a coaching change now, are they going to throw the ball more? Are they going to run the ball more? Or is it going to be the same? Recruiting-wise, I think offensively they have guys that can play, but defense, they're undersized, and I don't see them hanging with the Ducks, this next year. So I'd say 45-24. I think it's close for a little bit, and then the talent starts to kind of come through a little bit. And then Oregon State, the Civil War. They lose Isaiah Hodges, which is a big loss. But they gain, some three really good players. Charles Moore, the Auburn transfer, 4-star. Trey Lowe, Washington transfer, 4-star. And Trayshawn Harris, Florida State transfer. I think even though they lose Hodges, I think Oregon State will be a little bit better than they have been the last couple of years, defensively at least. I don't think it's going to be enough to make it a game, but I think Oregon State's going in the right direction and pulling guys in to try to build up the program. But either way, I think Oregon overall definitely has a loss on the schedule. Ohio State, just too much all-around talent. Unless something, people get injured or whatever. I just don't think Oregon has that one there. But I do think they make the Pac-12 tournament. I don't know who quite yet is going to make that one with them. But depending on who they put at quarterback, if they put one of the pro-style quarterbacks in, I think that restricts the offense so much. So I'm hoping that they put Robbie Ashford in. But it's their decision, so we'll see how that goes.